Hello guys, welcome back. Today we'll be learning how to cut a handkerchief flare, but there are two types of a handkerchief flare. This one is cut on is a full flare, that is why it has a shape. Then this second one is a half circle handkerchief skirt. So the difference between the first one and this one is that other one was cut as a full flare, but this one is a half circle handkerchief flare. So this is the one we'll be cutting. If you can see, the difference is that the dropping is in front and it's not really full. So the first thing I'm going to do is to measure what I'm going to fold. You have to do this so that you don't waste your fabric. So you know that the radius of a half, or the formula to get a half circle on flare is a circumference of your waist divided by 3.14, 3.14. Okay, so the circumference of my waist is 35 inches, and I'm going to add 3 inches to it, 1 inch for seam allowance and 2 inches for the sides seam, because I'll be joining the both sides. Okay, so 3 inches plus 35 inches, which is my waist circumference, is 38. Okay, I'm going to divide that by 3.14. Okay, and I will have 12.1. So that 12.1, you're going to add it to the length of your skirt. So the length of my skirt, I want it to be 35 inches, and I'll add 2 inches seam allowance to it to make it 37. So 37 inches plus 12.1, okay, is going to give me 39.1. So I'm going to be folding 39.1. So you have to do this so that you're not going to waste your fabric. So I folded my fabric like this, okay, and I'm going to get the radius of my skirt, which is the 12.1 we got from dividing the radius by 3.14. Okay, so from that apex, I'm going to mark 12.1, which is the radius of my skirt. Please use your formula to get yours. So I'll mark 12.5 inch all the way around, starting from that apex. Okay, 12.1 inches all the way, and then I'm going to connect it. Okay, so this is like a single flare, that is a half circle flare. Okay, so I'm just going to connect it like this. So the next thing I'm going to do is to mark the length of my skirt. Remember I said the length of my skirt is 35 plus the 2 inches seam allowance I added, which is 37. So I'm going to mark 37 from that place that I chalked from my radius. I'll mark 37 inches, which is exactly what I folded. Okay, mark 37 inches there, and you mark it. You just take the 37 inches from that place that we chalked all the way to the other end. So I also marked 37 inches on this end, which is the folded area. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to connect this 37 inches line that I marked with a straight line all the way to this end. Okay, you connect it with a straight line. So I'll use my ruler to connect it with a straight line. You know that normally when we are drafting a circle skirt, we just take our length all the way around, but we are not going to do that because we are trying to create that handkerchief flare. Okay, so that's why I'm taking that line all the way down. Okay, See, I was just trying to describe that if it were a circle skirt we are drafting, we will just take it's going to be curved, but no, we are trying to achieve that handkerchief lay. That is why you're going to leave it straight like this. So now it's time to cut out this thing. I'm just going to cut out the rough edges on that area. But first, let me cut my radius, my waist. So I'm going to cut half inch above that line. That half inch is for my joining allowance. Okay, I'm not going to cut exactly on that chalked area. I'm going to cut half inch above so that when I join, I will still have my circumference in place that is equal, or I'll still maintain my 12.1. Okay, so that half inch is for my joining allowance. Okay, joining it to my band if I'm trying to sew a skirt, or joining it to my upper body if I'm making a dress with this. So I'll just cutting the rough edges there, or trimming it to make it equal. Now I'm going to cut off the other area that I marked with chalk. I'm going to cut it off, cut that line, that straight line. So it will be equal or the same length with the other side. So now it's ready. Okay, so I'm going to cut open the folded area, okay, because I need to have my front piece and my back piece. Okay, so I'm going to cut it open. So here is the side that's not on fold, and this area that is on fold is where I'm going to cut open so that I will have two pieces. Okay, so that I will have the front and the back piece together, just to separate it, to have two pieces, the front and the back. Okay, so I'm cutting it open now. So I'm done cutting it, and now I have two pieces. I have the front piece and the back piece. Okay, so because I want I'm going to take away one, so that one will be my front piece. Okay, so the one underneath, I'm going to fold it equally again to cut the center open, because that is where I'll be inserting my zipper. Okay, so if you're going to insert your zipper at the back, so you have to cut the back open. It has to be two piece where you would put your zipper. Okay, but if you're putting your zipper by the side, there's no need to cut the back open. Okay, but I'm going to be putting a zipper at the back, so I'm going to be cutting the back open, so I will have two piece for the back and one piece for the front. Okay, so I'll fold it equally like this, and then I folded it equally, and then I'm going to open it up at the midpoint. That's at the folded area. I'm going to open it up, so this is where I'll be putting in my zipper allowance, because I'll be using this flay to make a dress. Okay, so I'll be attaching it to an upper bodice to make a gown. So I've cut it open now, and I have two pieces for the back. Okay, so this is what it looks like. This is what the back will look like. This is where I'm going to be adding my zipper allowance. and then here is the front. Okay, I'm just going to place it on top of it. Now you see the pointed edge. This pointed edge is at the front, okay, just as in the picture. So this is how to cut a half circle handkerchief flare. Okay, so I'm going to be joining the size. So that's all for this tutorial, guys. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye.